Hi guys. So today or yesterday, one of the RCCs at my job came up to me stating that I didn't want to call in sick on Sunday because I heard a rumor that my boss was talking about me not really being sick. So that's why I didn't call in, because I didn't want him mad at me. But anyways, so she came to me and she wanted me to write that down for her, because there was several people that have complaints about him over the last few months. Mind you, I haven't been there but like a few weeks. It's raining. Hold on, I'm getting rained on. It was just sunny. Anyways, I told her that I never heard anything hearsay, that I didn't feel comfortable writing something that I didn't hear myself. It was just gossip. So basically, I have to write down the gossip I heard then. Hold on, I gotta... There, I keep hitting the steering wheel. So I wrote the letter, and so I'm going to read it to you guys. Maybe you can tell me if it's good enough or not. I'm really bothered at the fact that I have to write a letter about something that was a rumor, but I put that in the note. Okay. It says, on Thursday, 3/7/19, I text Mark seeing if he could switch my shift to a different day because I was sick. Soon he texts me back stating to just come in by 4. Instead of coming in at 4, I came in on my normal hours and worked. It was brought to my attention by another employee that Mark was talking bad and down about me and my situation. I myself did not hear this. It was all hearsay, which led me to not call out on Sunday, 3/16/17, and I went to work with a fever of 101.2. Please note that this was brought to my attention by rumor, not face-to-face. So that's my note that she wants, and I hope that she doesn't get it from me in front of him, because I don't need to have someone mad at me at work. This is why I don't like rumors, and this is why I don't like drama and crap, because people get hurt. People get hurt by rumors and crap. That's why I just stay to myself. And now I'm being brought in on other people's crap. Those two got mad because they didn't get their stuff done in the 3.5 hours allotted. It can be done. I did it. That was brought to my attention, that I did it. And I'm new. Although I'm not new for Farmington. I mean, I did this job before. It's not like I'm new at it. But neither are these guys that are doing this. I think they don't like Mark. He's an okay guy. He's a man. He's kind of chauvinistic. Not that men are, but he's that type of man. Thinks he can do no wrong and whatnot. Anyways, so I'm a little annoyed that I have to write this letter, and they said it's confidential and whatnot, but it's not. I know how this place works. I'm annoyed about it. So, okay. So, somebody left me the age 18. I've got some time, so I'm just going to jump right into 18. It was kind of dark, the 10, or no, what age was it? 14. It was kind of dark. If I do that again, I'm going to make it not so dark. I thought that the TV would make it show up better, but it didn't. But it was more comfortable for me. It was way more comfortable for me because, you know, it's kind of like those meetings, the candlelight meetings. Oh, man. I'm at a different part of the park that I usually go to. I don't like it as much. There's a lot of... It's not as woodsy. There's a lot of homeless people over there, and that's fine. Usually, I fill up the back of my truck with cans and bottles that I just throw them back there. I tie them up in bags, little bags, like 10 or 12 of them fit in a bag. Throw them back there, and then after I got about, I don't know, $10 worth, whoever spots my eye, I usually can tell which person I'm going to give it to, and I'll pull over and say, hey, if you clean out the back of my truck, probably $10 there if you want it. And they usually hop back there and get it. And then if I have any like drink cups, they pick up my garbage for me and clean it up. And so it's a good trade. I don't mind doing it, and I like making them feel good. You know, it's probably for alcohol, but maybe not. You never know. It's not my business. If they want to drink it away, whatever. I just save it for them. Sometimes my son takes them if he's kind of low on bucks. But if he doesn't get them right away, they're out of here. So, okay, 18. I gotta make sure I keep track of the time because I gotta go to work. 18. I turned 18 on 2/12/1988. I was such a handful. It wasn't very long after I turned 18 that I was involved in some robberies. Just FYI, just as a disclaimer, I did my time. Okay. So, me and a couple of people, decided to rob a convenience store. And, we were all pretty loaded. Earlier that day, we were up at the lake and, or river. I don't even remember if it was a river or a lake. We were loaded. We were so high, and, you know, all of us were just super high on alcohol, pot, and meth. Nobody knew in the car that I was using heroin at the same time. During our drive back from that river or lake, I remember that I was driving a red kind of station wagon kind of looking car. It was not the long station wagon with the seat in the back, but it was like a little smaller. There was a lot of us in there, and a baby. And I was driving, and I nodded out. And next thing I knew, I was getting smacked around, like yelling. They're yelling at me, "Stop!" I slammed on the brakes, and I almost rear-ended a dump truck going probably really fast, if I know me. So, yeah, I could have killed a carload of us. Anyways, we got back to town, and a couple of us were talking about a convenience store kind of close by us, and we were gonna go rob it. And so we did, and we afterwards we took off running and hid, and so we got away with it. So we thought, we were kids, you know, we could get away with murder. They think, you know, like my lips. Sorry. I don't know how to edit, so this is going to be in there. Sorry, I'm still sick. So, the next day rolls around, and, you know, we've been up a little bit longer now, and not so smart, not so cocky, but we decided to do it again. Same store, by the way. And so we bust in there and do our business, and this time we took all kinds of stuff out of the front. We stole all their cigarettes and cases of beer and money, you know. And then, you know, we did it as fast as we could, and it was pouring rain. It was wet, rainy, Oregon weather, you know. And then we did the same thing as we did the night before. You know, we took off running and took off, you know, into this house that we partied at, and turned off all the lights so it looked like nobody was home, and we all hid in beds and acted like we were sleeping, and we heard something at the door. I knew it was the cops. I knew it. I had a bad feeling from the beginning of it, but I knew it. And I just laid there in bed with this guy. All of us were like in this huge house, just buttoning it down, you know. And then I don't know who answered the door, but I could hear them talking. But it was a big house, so it was just so mumbled you couldn't hear anything. And then I heard steps going up the steps. There were wooden steps, so I could hear the sound of footsteps. And I saw flashlights, and I knew I was going down for this. I think I was the oldest one of all of us, except one person. So, yeah, of course, you know, they came in, they got us out of bed. Mind you, we're in our muddy clothes and stuff, and so this cop gets me up, pushes me towards the wall, puts me in handcuffs, and takes off my shoes, and he hands it to another officer. Mind you, it's freezing out. It's ice cold out, and they've taken off with the other people I was with. I was by myself with this cop, and he drives to the store, and then I seen another one holding my shoes. And so what happened was they had my shoe prints from my shoes in the store on the ground, headed towards the house. And so I got busted. I got sent to jail. And the one person that I got busted with, when I went to court on that, was out in the lobby of my court appearance. And I was not. So I don't remember how long I was in there. I know I never got my shoes back. And when I finally got let out, I never got them back. I had to walk home in bare feet. That sucked because it's cold here in Oregon. Yeah, so that happened when I was 18. So I almost killed a car full of people. I went to jail, strung out on heroin. Not fun. Not fun at all. When I had to kick in there, they give you Librium, and they give you all kinds of little things to help you. Nothing works. What helps is laying in the shower naked with all the shower heads on you and just lay there and barf and shit on yourself practically. Anyways, so I got out, went right back to drugs. This time wasn't for it was for like 4 months. 4 months got me strung out again, and I found out I was pregnant. And I was 4 months along. So I either was pregnant when I went to jail and I didn't know it. I don't know. I know that the baby was already strung out, probably. As soon as I found out, I called my mom. And before I knew it, my brother was knocking on the door where I was at. And he said, if any of you get up, I will flatten you. I'm here for my sister. She's going home. And she's going to have a baby. And so he drove me all the way to California, pregnant. And I was so sick. I detoxed by myself. No methadone. I know you're not supposed to do that, but my baby was already messed up, and I didn't want to continue to mess him up. And it was too late to terminate. I often say that my son saved my life, because if it wasn't for that pregnancy, I probably would have already been dead very soon after that, because I was on a whirlwind just to kill myself off. My life, my memories, I just had no off button. I was just like a tornado. I didn't care about the law. I didn't care about anything. And so, I quit doing drugs. I had him. He was 6 pounds. He seemed perfectly normal. He was kind of a skinny kid. He was born with he ended up having severe ADHD and defiant disorder. And he's autistic. What's that one called? I forget what it's called. You know. I mean, he's not like unverbal. He doesn't work, but he's I forget the name of it. Gosh. Anyways, so you know, he's got some problems from my drug use. My mom pretty much raised him. I couldn't. Just there was too much. I couldn't handle it. 18 was a hard year for me. I had him, and I used a lot of painkillers afterwards, opiates. I drank pretty heavily. Nobody knew it. I hid that. I didn't smoke pot much. I got pregnant really fast after he was born again. That's a whole other story that is kind of a funny story, but I'll tell it later. You know, right now it's about him and in 18. I got busted again for having drugs. Actually, several times, but I'm really sorry about my son. He has a lot of anger built up inside of him because of me for making him retarded. He says, "You made me retarded." He's not retarded, though. He's far from retarded. He doesn't even look retarded. He doesn't act retarded. He's not retarded. He just has a lot of social problems and stuff like that. But he doesn't understand how much I gave him to my mom. I gave him up to my mom because my lifestyle kept him abused. And from the shit that I did and people I was around, and him being with her kept him safe. I love him so much. I wish he knew. He gets so mad at me still. And what I'm doing now is just proving to him how much I love him by staying clean. I love you, Travis.